I am Jacy from Craft Life, and I'm here today to teach you how to make a Rainbow Loom 3D heart. The supplies you'll need to make these are 1 Rainbow Loom, rubber bands, today I'm using pink. You will also need a Rainbow Loom hook or a crochet hook, and something to stuff your heart with. Today I'm using polyfill, but if you don't have polyfill, you can use napkins, tissues, or even cotton balls, or you can use whatever you would like to stuff yours. And some optional supplies that you can use are a keychain, and this is only if you want to attach it to something like your backpack for back to school, so please get your supplies and we'll begin. To begin, we need to set up our loom, so we're going to start by taking out our middle row. Then we're going to take this row and we're going to turn it around so that the arrows point to the left. We're going to push this all down. And now on the bottom, we are going to take out the big blue piece. Push it down again, and now we are going to start laying X's. So for the heart, it is 2 different sections at the top, and we need to make both of those sections. So I'm going to start on my 3rd peg from the end. I'm going to take a rubber band, twist it on my finger, and then make an X from here to here. Then you're going to go to this peg and make an X from here to here, but make sure you double it, so twist it around your finger. Make an X from here to here. Now you're just going to push that down, and we're going to lay a normal X this time, and we're just going to lay it down. You don't have to twist it on your finger. Lay it down again. Now we're going to take another rubber band, twist it on our finger, and make an X from here to here, and push that down. Now we're going to make an X from here to here and twist it on your finger. Now we're going to repeat this whole thing again on this side. Make sure you skip that middle there. We're not laying anything here. And we're going to twist it around our finger. We're going to skip, make an X from here to here. So now there's a space. Now we're going to take another rubber band, twist it on our finger, and make an X from here to here, and push it down. So now you should have a space, and we're going to lay another X, and we're going to go from here to here and just lay it normally. And lay it normally, no twisting. And now for our final X, we're going to twist it. So make an X, and make another X. And push these all down. Now we're going to lay an X from peg to peg all the way down. And on all of the ends, we are going to twist it around our finger or double it. And we're going to take a rubber band, twist it on our finger. And for the first X, we're going to go from here to here. So lay that down, make an X, and push it down. Now we're just going to lay another X normally. You don't have to twist it on your finger. Lay another one normally. Push it down. And for our next one, we're going to twist it around our finger and make our X. Now again, we're going to do the same thing for this part. So twist it around our finger, don't, and twist it around our finger. Now we're going to start laying our rows, and as you can see, we have 2 parts here. So 1 and 2. And in each part, we're going to lay their own rubber bands. So you're going to go around in this section, and then you're going to go around in this section. but make sure you keep them separated. So we're going to start at this end, and we're just going to lay our rubber bands, and do not push them down. And I'm just going to lay mine until I get to here. I'm going to lay it here first, and then I'm going to go around. So now they look identical. I laid one here and went down, and I laid one here and went down. Now I'm going to turn it around and do the same thing. So lay it one here and go down. Now I'm going to lay one here, make sure they are separated, and go down. So now, as you can see, we have two separate parts, and they are separated in the middle, and they each have their rows laid. And now we're going to bring our bottom loops over the top on all of our pegs. And on all of our pegs, we need to be very careful, and we're just going to stick our hook in downward and pull them over the top. Stick it in downward, and I like to hold my rows with this finger. So hold them down and bring it over. So I'm pressing on it from the inside and then bringing them over. Press on it from the inside, bring it over. And now I'm just going to go into this section and do the same thing. Now we're going to turn our loom around, and we're going to do the same thing to the other side. Now we're just going to push both of our sections down, and we're just going to do one more row on both of them. So we're going to lay our rubber band and go down. Lay our rubber band and go down. Now we're going to turn our loom around, and we're going to do the same thing. And once again, I kept them separated in the middle, and I have my two sections. And now I'm going to bring over my bottom two loops on all of our pegs. Now we're just going to push each section down. And now we are going to connect our two parts, and we're just going to lay an X from here to here, and we're going to double it. So we're going to take a rubber band, twist it around our finger, and we're going to make an X from here to here. So I just made it on the inside of one of the sections. Now I'm going to make an X from here to here and twist it around your finger. And make an X. Now we're going to lay an X from here to here and here to here, and we're going to double both of those. So twist it on your finger and make an X. Twist it on your finger, make an X, and you can push them down. Now we're going to make another X, and we're going to double both of them. So we're going to make an X from here to here and here to here, and twist them both around your finger. So now I have 3 big X's, and I need to close up these holes here. And I'm going to make an X from peg to peg here and here. And I'm going to twist my rubber bands around my fingers when I do them. Now you're just going to push these down, and I want to make it clear that for every X I laid here, I doubled them or twisted them around my finger. And now we are ready to start laying our rows for both of our sections. Now we are working on this part of the heart. the part where the two parts connect here. And we're just going to lay our rubber bands starting on these two pegs, and we're going to go in a counterclockwise rotation and do not push them down. Now we have a top row and a bottom row, and we're just going to bring our bottom rubber bands over the top. And for the first few pegs, it might be easy for you. And then you get onto the pegs where they're doubled. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to press down on the X and then bring it over. But make sure your hook is going in downward. And on these two pegs here, it is going to be the most tight. See how many rubber bands are on there? And they're so tight. So what you want to do is either grab some of them, bring them over at a time, like that. Or you can press down and bring them all over like that. But you make sure that you're careful. I'm going back around and I get to the X's. And what I'm going to do is press down and bring them all over. So press down and bring them all over, or bring some over at a time. Just be so careful that you don't bring these two loops over the top of your peg and they fall off and then you can't get them. Now we're just going to push this down and we're going to lay another row. So we're going to start by taking our rubber bands, laying them in a counterclockwise rotation, and do not push them down, and just go all the way around doing this. Now we have a bottom row and a top row, and each peg is going to have two rubber bands that you are just going to bring over the top. So you're just going to bring them over. Now you're just going to push these down. And we've just done 2 rows together, and you want to have 8 rows in total, so please do 6 more rows of laying your rubber bands in a counterclockwise rotation. Then bring your bottom 2 loops over the top in a clockwise rotation and push them down as you go. So please do 6 more rows of this, and I'll be right back. I've just finished my 6 more rows, and now I have 8 rows in total. And now I'm ready to hook all the way around and then take it off my loom. So we're going to be starting on this peg, but before we start, we need to take the top loop and switch it to the bottom, and take the bottom loop and switch it to the top on this peg. So I'm going to take my top loop and put it on my finger, and I'm going to take my bottom loop and put it on my hook. I'm going to put my top loop, or the loop that is on my finger, down first. And then I'm going to put the loop that is on my hook down next. And now I can hook this properly. I'm going to start on this peg, and I'm going to grab that bottom loop and bring it to the peg next to it. And you know it's your bottom loop when it hooks the loop behind it like it did here. And I'm going to do it for this peg too. So grab my bottom loop, bring it to the peg in front of it. It's my bottom loop because it hooked the 2 loops behind it. And you're just going to continue to go around and check as you go. So now on my last peg, I'm just going to stick my hook in, grab 1 rubber band, pull it up through, place it back on, and pull 1 loop through the other, and pull that nice and tight. Now we are going to need to make a double chain, and this chain is 10 loops long but 20 rubber bands. And to make this, you're just going to take 2 rubber bands, place them on your hook, grab 2 more rubber bands, place them at the top of your hook, pull these 2 through the other 2, place it back on, and pull these 2 loops through the other 2 loops. So I just attached these 2 loops together, and you need to keep doing that. So we're going to grab 2 more, place them on your hook, pull this through, place it back on, and pull these 2 through the other 2, and pull that nice and tight. So now we have 3 loops, and you need to do 7 more so that you have 10 in total. I have mine already made, and I'm going to sew up my hearts. And if you don't have yours made, please pause the video, make yours, and press play when you are ready. So to sew up your heart, you're going to start on the peg that you ended with. You're going to stick your hook in, pull your chain up until you get to the second loop on that side. Now for the rest of them, we are just going to stick our hook up and pull the chain down. Hold the other side so that it doesn't pull all the way through. So stick your hook up and pull your chain down. Stick your hook up and pull your chain down. So just continue this for the rest of them. So now once you lose space on your chain, you're just going to pop off the rubber bands that are on your chain. And on the end, be careful. And then we're just going to pull our chain so that we have more room for more rubber bands. And we're going to go down on this side. Stick your hook up and pull your chain down for the rest of them. So now, you want to make sure that you didn't pull your chain too tight because we still need to stuff it. So to stuff your heart, you're just going to take some stuffing at a time, and we're going to stick it in, or stuff it. And make sure you get up into each section here, each part, and you want them to look the same, so stick about the same amount of stuffing in both of them. And just continue. So now once you have the correct amount of stuffing in, and I just want to say that both of the parts are going to have to be the same as the full part where they both connect, and you want it to look the same throughout, so just make sure you stuff it the same in these 2 parts and the middle part. And then you're just going to pull this tight. And I also want to say, do not overstuff it. Then once you have pulled them as tight as you can, you're just going to tie them in a knot and pull that tight, and tie it in another knot and pull that tight. Now we are going to take scissors, and yes, I forgot to tell you, you will need scissors, and you're just going to cut above where the 2 rubber bands meet on any of the loops. I'm choosing these 2 because this one's too short and so is that one. So now I'm going to take my hook, I'm going to stick it in that hole there, and I'm going to pull these down. I'm doing one at a time this time. and I'm going to stick it in a different place and pull it down. Then finally, once you have that sticking up at the top, you can stick your hook in and just wrap it around them and pull it down. So now everything is tucked inside. And we want to sew this so that it pinches like this. Pinches nice and tight at the bottom there. So I'm just going to stick my hook in where I want it pinched. So it looks good right about there. And I'm just going to take that extra loop there, the slip knot loop. I'm going to pull it through. And it may take a few tries to get it all the way through. If you miss, you can just pull it back out. I'm going to pull this through. Okay, so now I'm going to take a rubber band, place it on my hook, pull this through, place it back on, and pull one loop through the other. So I can make my chain longer and I can pull it through one more time. So I'm going to stick it in on this side in the same place and pull that chain through so that it sews like that. And that is what it should look like now. Now I'm just going to stick my hook up all the way to the bottom and pull my chain down. And you can pinch it at the bottom so it looks like a heart. And now if you want to attach it to a backpack or something else, I will show you how. So now I'm going to take my keychain and I'm going to get it ready. And I'm going to take my hook and I'm going to stick it into one of the corners. And you can stick yours anywhere you would like for yours to hang. And I'm going to grab 2 rubber bands, place them on my hook, and pull them through. Place them back on. Just going to move that stuffing. And then I'm just going to place all 4 of these rubber bands on my finger, like that. And you don't want to leave them on your finger for too long, so we're going to take our keychain and I'm going to open up the key ring. And I'm just going to slide them on. And then twist it. And they're on. And they're ready to be put on a backpack. This is what they look like when they're done. And I hope you enjoyed this video. And if you liked it, please give it a big thumbs up. And if you make some, I'd love to see them. My Instagram is CraftLifeUSA, so please tag me in a photo. And please leave a comment if you would like to see your creations at the end of my videos. And don't forget to like us on Facebook, pin it on Pinterest, and subscribe right here on YouTube. I hope you live in a craft life just like me. Thanks for watching. Bye!